welcome everybody to the 2022 State of the Post. Really happy to have everybody here on this on the call to kick things off. By the way, I'm Ben Nichols. I am the current SAME Mid-Maryland Post president for like the next 10 minutes or so. So I've had a 2-year reign of terror in the COVID years. It's been awesome. We've had a lot of fun. We've got to do a lot of virtual things and some in-person things, but I think we really thrived during COVID. To kick this off, we had Ramo, who is our director at large, has been a longtime Mid-Maryland member and board member. He has created a drink called the Mid-Maryland Engineer. And if his mic is no good, so he was going to talk us through. I'm going to try to narrate here. So Ramo, if you can hear me, why don't you go ahead and put up your first ingredient to the video screen, and I'll do my best to narrate what's going on so we can teach everyone how to make the SAME Mid-Maryland Engineer. Give Ramo about 15 seconds to react to that. And if he's having volume problems too, we're luckily for everybody, I believe we put the recipe up on the post on Eventbrite. So it is 1 ice cube large, 1.5 ounces of any bourbon you choose, a 1/2 ounce of Grand Marnier, a 1/2 ounce of amaretto, and 3 shakes of orange bitter. So Ramo brings that drink to every single in-person board meeting that we do where alcohol is allowed, and it is a fantastic drink. And please feel free to make one for yourselves tonight if you're so inclined and have the ingredients handy. But I'll give everybody a little bit of heads up here. Carlos, your hand raised. Do you have something to throw in there? Okay, all right. He's just giving a nice round of applause for that. So I'd like to introduce General Joe Schrodel, who is here today representing SAME National as the head guy for SAME. So thank you so much, General Joe, for being present and being available to do our induction of our new board. That is definitely a treat. So you'll hear from General Joe in just a little bit. I'm gonna just say a few words here about all that we've accomplished this year, as well as what we've accomplished over the complete 2 years where we've had the opportunity to lead the Mid-Maryland Post. So as I was kind of reflecting on that, I went back in Eventbrite and started counting everything that we've done in the last 2 years of COVID, and I was shocked to see that we've actually done 32 events through the COVID years at SAME. So for the Mid-Maryland Post. So to me, that is absolutely not just persevering, that is thriving in spite of COVID. I think if you look at the makeup of our board prior to COVID and the makeup of our board now, you'll see a lot of the regulars, but you'll also see a lot of new people that have been recruited through that time and are excited about taking us to the next level. So I've been super impressed with everything that we've done over the last couple of years, despite COVID and despite all the challenges that have sent our way. It was amazing to watch our team transition to a virtual environment. So Katie, give a wave to everybody. Thank you so much. So Katie was our communications chair and really spearheaded and just took the bull by the horns, making sure we were ready to transition to a virtual environment. So we will be hearing from Katie a little bit later when some of our committee chairs are going to let us know what they have in store for us this year. I'd like to introduce Megan. She's going to be our oncoming president. Megan is awesome. She's my vice president last year, and even in the last several months has really taken on a huge leadership role and done fantastic. So I know we are in such good hands as we turn over the reins to Megan. I'm excited to stay involved, Megan, with you and everything that we have going on. So with that said, that's kind of my humble wrap up of the last 2 years and the last year and our state of the post. I know Megan's going to tell you about how the state of the post is strong. So with really no farther ado, I suppose the next thing on our agenda is going to be the induction of the new board of directors. So General Joe, I assume you got the names and you're ready to kind of speak to the new board members.
All right, so Ben, no, I don't have the names, so I'm going to let you introduce the names. Hey, this is, hey, look, we make things happen, and like you said, we're thriving, not surviving. So well done. So let me start. Let me just start by saying to Ben, I mean, if anybody knows Ben, he's been around for a while. He's one of our regulars, if I can use that term. But more importantly, Ben's a leader, and leaders make things happen. Just as this post has over the last couple of years. And Ben, I echo everything you said. And I just want to thank you personally for everything you do for the society, and also thank you for your leadership. The next thing I'd say before Ben introduces the board members and then I induct them is this. So my personal relationship in this capacity with this post goes back to 2014. A couple of you may or may not remember. I doubt any of you on this call remember what I'm going to describe to you. So about 2 weeks after I took over as executive director in 2014, I got a phone call from a fellow named Colonel McClellan. And he said, "We have a problem. Mr. Executive Director, we are closing the Fort Detrick post. There are only 5 of us left." And he went on to describe. So I'm not going to give you the whole sordid story of what then transpired, but I said, "No, you're not. We're going to get together and we're going to talk about this." And in our discussion, I just got people thinking, and some of the thoughts that emerged were, and this was really cool. So I said, "Why are you shutting the post?" "Well, we can't get the colonel at Fort Detrick to be the president." And I said, "How long has he been an SME?" "Well, he hasn't been an SME." I said, "Why the hell would you want him as your president?" Second, I said, "So what's wrong with," and they said, "There's no work." And I said, "So what's wrong with other agencies? What's wrong with other levels of government?" "Oh, can we do that?" "Yeah." Anyway, long story short, we then engaged in a several-month effort, and I remember getting on many phone calls, and one phone call I got went like this. You're going to love this. "So can we rename the post?" And I said, "Sure, go ahead." "Okay." I said, "What are you going to name it?" They said, "Well, Mid-Maryland." I said, "Now, why are you going to do that?" "Well, we decided that we're going to reach out to other agencies and we're going to take over part of the Baltimore Post's area. Are there boundaries to posts?" I said, "No, there's no boundaries. So you're not at any risk there to go take over whatever you want." Long story short, it wasn't long. And this post was off and running. And I will tell you, I use this post as an example all the time. And there are others, the Central Virginia Post and some other posts that over the last few years were struggling. And folks like you all picked it up by the bootstraps and are making it happen. So Ben, again, I appreciate your leadership. I appreciate the commitment of everybody in this post over the last several years. But I agree with you. This post has absolutely thrived and thrived beyond what even some of our largest posts have done in the last 2 years. So my hat's off to you. And Ben, a lot to your leadership. Katie and others, and Megan, I know you're going to continue the same thing as we go forward. So, Ben, why don't you introduce the new board? And I just want to say a couple of things before I give them the pledge. Go ahead.
Sounds good. So the list of our new board, new officer positions, which we'll be inducting, is post president. I mentioned is Megan Kellner. So yep. Megan waved everybody on the screen. There she is. Our first vice president is Matt Polly. I saw Matt on the call. Matt, you got your video shown. I'm not sure, you're not on my screen at the moment. Our second vice president is Sean Kerwin. And you'll see a couple names you recognize here. As our post secretary is a 50+ year member, Mike Nash. And yep. our post treasurer, again, will be Will Hetchin, who is a longtime board member from the very beginning and long-term core employee prior to that. So, and Mike and Will are going to be transitioning their roles this year. So that'll be really, really important. We got a couple young people studying under Mike and Will for those 2 really, really critical board roles. So this time next year, we'll be transitioning those 2 roles to new people.
Right. Okay, so we'll make this quick. So here's my comment. I've been having fun with this lately as I've inducted board members in different posts. So matter of fact, we had an in-person event in the DC post and caught a few people off guard. So here's kind of what I like to do. So before we induct the new board members, I want to make sure you know what you're signing up for. And you probably already know what you're going to do. But from my perspective, I just want to underscore, I noticed Cindy Lincecum's on here, so she'll appreciate this. I just want to underscore what is probably most important to the society right now. And I think most of you know that in our strategic plan, we have 5 goals. And I think you know that when we put Strategic Plan 2025 together, we made sure that we put them in priority order. And we said to posts for the first time ever, there's only one goal that's mandatory to do something with and to make a contribution to. So I think you all know what that is. Industry government engagement. That's why this organization was formed. That's what we do. And you all have done a great job contributing to that. So in short, when I ask you if you pledge to support the strategic plan, I'm just emphasizing to everybody that what you're pledging to do is make sure that at the very minimum, this post does all it can to support our role in our industry with respect to industry government engagement. I won't go any further than that. I think you all know what we mean by that. You know how to do it, and that's important. So let's get on with it. So will all the new board members raise your hand? Right hand. Yeah, we can even tell on the screen which hand's right and which is left. All right. So do you pledge to support the SME strategic plan and perform the duties, your duties to the best of your ability? The answer is I do.
I do.
I do.
All right, you are duly inducted. Ben, back to you. Well done.
All right, well, I have the easy part now. So Megan, as the new SAME Mid-Maryland Post President, I turn it over to you. So it's your time to give us your president report, and then I'll let you introduce your committee members who are each going to speak as well.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ben. And thank you so much, Joe. It was great that you were able to join us today. I really appreciate it. And I like your library behind you. Looks like you have some great books there.
Yeah, I've got a library in my house here, but most of the books are my wife's, so I'm trying to catch up.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the goals that we've talked about as a post for 2022. And, really the major goal that we have is that we really want to increase the value to our membership. And we want to do that by growing membership engagement. And just as Joe said, with industry government engagement as a key component of that as well. So we have a little bit of a strategy around this, and I hope, Philios, I don't know if you've been able to join yet, but I hope you.
I am. Yes.
Oh, yay.
I did. Here I am. Congratulations,
Yay.
teammates. Well done to you.
All right. Glad that you are on, because you have a key component of our strategy. But first, we really want to hear from our membership, and we want to know what's important to them. Second, we want to take advantage of this new world of virtual meetings that we have grown into, because we can really reach more people and we can collaborate more with other posts as well. So we just want to continue to take advantage of our capabilities from a virtual standpoint to hold more meetings that more people can attend. Number 3, we want to leverage our fellows in our region and have the fellows mentor others. Specifically, we're targeting mentoring our student chapter, UMD, but we can also use our fellows to mentor other small business groups to help us come up with programming and to really just help guide us in continuing to grow our membership. All right. Another part of that is with the University of Maryland, where we want to have some growth there. We want to invite our industry leaders and our membership to be SMEs, to go and mentor the engineering students at UMD. And at the same time, for number 4, we want to create more synergy between our student chapter and our young member chapter, because we have some UMD grads in our young member chapter. So I think there's some really great synergies that we can create there. And then finally, we want to create more opportunities for involvement of our military members. So that's something we were starting to do it before the pandemic. We had a number of meetings at Fort Meade where we were able to get more of the folks from the base to join us. So we need to continue to look for opportunities where we can include them easily to participate. With that, any questions on the strategy? All right. I am now going to call on some of our committee members. So Will, can you join us for the report of our treasurer's report?
Sure. I'm not going to try and go through a lot of details, but bottom line was, even though we were virtual, our income from all sources amounted to $29,000, and our expenses was a little over $19,000. Our golf event this year was our most successful event we've had since Mid-Maryland started, I believe. So we were able to give out a camp scholarship and our college scholarships that we usually do. So thanks to everybody who organized and participated in the events. That's kind of all I've got to say at this point.
All right, thank you, Will. Appreciate it. All right, Fiona and Eric, our new membership chairs. I'm going to let you do a little report out on where we stand from a membership standpoint.
Yeah, thanks, and good evening, everyone. My name's Eric Klebon, for those of you that I don't know, and I, along with Fiona, are excited to be co-chairing the membership committee this year. So I just want to share some quick year-over-year stats around our membership, and then I'm going to turn it over to Fiona, who's going to talk through some membership anniversaries. So active memberships year over year from January of 21 to January of 22. We're up 9 members from 242 to 251 members. From a student standpoint, we're down from 28 in January 21 to 18. A really great highlight here, sustaining companies. We grew 8 from January of last year to January this year. Really great accomplishment. Another bright spot, young members. We're up 9 from 37 to 46 this year, and then fellows remains unchanged. So really exciting growth last year, especially around those 2 buckets, sustaining companies and young members. So Fiona and I have large shoes to fill with Megan vacating the committee, but we're excited to continue her growth with the membership into 22. So that being said, thank you. And then I'll turn it over to Fiona to hit on some anniversaries.
Thanks, Eric. So again, my name is Fiona Adamski, and I'm going to work with Eric this year on membership. I just want to kind of recognize our members that have significant anniversaries. So I'll read the names, and if I get the name wrong, I'll apologize up front. So we have, for those members celebrating 5 years of membership, Vijay Apte, Andre Downey, Eric Klebon, Brad Cray, David Parmalee, Isa Say, and then Eric Schroeder. So members celebrating 10 years of membership would be Jason Backover, Tim Byko, Michael Fisher, Leslie Gartner, Jason McNew, Daniel Smith. Then There are members that are celebrating 15 years. Raymond Rayer, Ravi Tamaskar, Howard Weiss, Scott, oh, nope. And then 20 years, we have Scott McClellan, Drake Waters, 25, Denise Tegmeyer and Thomas Timmies. And then 35 years, Colonel Charles Fiala. So thank you all for the years of service and years of membership. And we look forward to working with you as we move forward into 2022.
Thank you, Eric and Fiona. Great report. Sean Kerwin, going to turn it over to you for programs.
Thank you so much, Megan. We appreciate it. My name is Sean Kerwin, and I'm program chair. And we have a very exciting slate of programs again lined up this year. We have many of our fan favorites, like our Keys game in June, our Industry Day in July, and our golf event in October. But we also have another handful of exciting additions, like a project tour. We have a small business networking and workshop planned this fall. And then we have plenty of other fun networking events that Sammy Mid-Maryland is known for. But also last in going what we're saying about our strategy for this year, we will also have a great lineup of education events. And that starts actually next month. We have a joint event with Society of American Military Engineers down in DC and Northern Virginia. It is for advancing technologies of optimizing the building, design, and construction life cycle. So the event will be 3 presenters who are using brand new technologies to assist federal agencies with their construction projects. So it's a really neat event. Be on the lookout for that. That is February 17th. So I think we already promoted it. So make sure to sign up. It should be a great one. So take it back to you, Megan, and look forward to this year.
Great. Thanks, Sean. Duncan, would love to hear from you on the young member report.
Hello, everyone. We hosted a joint event with the student chapter in December, had good attendance with students and young professionals alike. And this year we're planning on hosting initially an event in the spring for the chapter, and then I'm in discussions with the Baltimore Post to have a joint event for young members in the summer. And if anyone has ideas or requests, please let me know.
Great. Do you want to say anything about the polar bear plunge?
Oh my gosh, of course, I forgot. Yeah, I'm also leading a team for the polar bear plunge, which was recently rescheduled to March. The information is on the Post website. We have 4 team members right now, looking for many, many more. And I understand we will have an individual hosting a party afterward. So extra incentive to join, or do it virtually if you'd rather, if you prefer.
Great. Thank you, Duncan. Appreciate it. Shelby, do you want to talk about scholarships in the golf tournament?
Yes, I would love to. Hi, everyone. I'm Shelby. I'm the STEM director for Camp Scholarship in the Golf. Just a couple of announcements. The camp applications are open on national website. We will be promoting that soon through the email blasts. So that is open. Applications are due March 15th. We were able to sponsor 2 campers last year, so looking forward to hopefully being able to sponsor some more campers this year. Scholarship applications for 2022 are open. I updated that this week, so we'll shoot an email blast out with that. They are due April 17th. We'll review, and we normally award those scholarships at the Keys game in June. So those are out there. And then the golf outing, like Sean mentioned, that's going to be in October. That was extremely successful last year. So thanks everyone who came out to golf and supported that. And I think that's about it. If you have any questions or can't find this scholarship application, let me know. I can send it to you individually, but looking forward to receiving those soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Shelby. All right, Philios, I want to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about your discussions with Ed around the University of Maryland engagement.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Megan. So first of all, congratulations to everybody again. It's been a lot of fun working with all of you over the past year. And for those who are not on the board that don't know how I fit into the Mid-Maryland Post, in addition to being a good neighbor from the DC Post, I joined in as a resource to the Post, as a mentor, actually, through my other duty, Academy of Fellows. I'm a vice chair for mentoring. And two of the initiatives that I've championed through the Academy of Fellows, one is mentoring of the Post, and the other one is mentoring across the society, leveraging the resources of 900 plus fellows that we have through the society to help build our workforce and leadership for the future. And the premise for this initiative for me is that I'm looking at a couple of $1 trillion worth of work coming our way in the coming months and years. We finally got the funding that we've been crying for decades. And now that we got the money, we need to make sure that we have the people to deliver. And as we all know, we don't have enough people. And most importantly, we don't have enough people who are ready to lead in delivering this. And it's not a secret, we all know this, but we have to do something about it. So I'm a big believer, as many of you are, in leveraging mentoring of people who've been around for a few years, and before they all retire to some island and fishing, to pass the knowledge to our new generation and help people build the skills and the ability to lead. And along those lines, that's the initiative that I'm championing with some activities that I have through the Academy of Fellows. And part of my exercise was to find a small post that was willing to work with me so we can showcase how we apply the different ideas that we have. So the Mid-Maryland Post, was willing to work with me. So now we're initiating two programs. One is the mentoring of the student chapter that they have at the University of Maryland. And we're planning to have hopefully an event during Engineers Week or sometime in February to bring industry into the university campus and speak to the students about engineering and what we do and kind of get the students excited about their future. And then the other initiative that we are working on, and I'm working with Sally Clark on this, we're starting to discuss this, is to do the small business mentoring, helping small businesses to build knowledge and skills and strategies in operations related activities or business development, marketing, and anything else that is of interest to small businesses to help them grow and thrive in our market. So those are the two initiatives. And once we get them done, we're going to share a success story with the rest of the society and within SAME, and hopefully replicate that around the country. But it's fun to be with everybody, and we're looking forward to an exciting year.
Thank you, Philios.
Thank you, Joe, for the good plug. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Philios. I'm glad you were able to get on because it's always great to hear from you.
Thank you.
Katie O'Connor, our communications lead.
Hi, everyone. So as Megan and Ben have already sort of introduced me, I am kind of the liaison between our board and our members. I'm in charge of not only coordinating events and making sure all the technology works, but the outreach efforts through email and social media. Unfortunately, I do not get to come to all the cool events because I'm actually located in Richmond. So I'm going to take this time to do a small introduction. For communications, I usually use a combination of scheduling, graphic, and outreach applications to get you guys the communications for the events and our polar plunges and events like that. We are active on social media because we can showcase the post in a fun, accessible, but still professional manner. In fact, Mid-Maryland was actually one of the first posts to capitalize on LinkedIn, so I'm very proud to be part of that initiative. And on that note, I have numbers. In the past year, we did expand our fellowship by 21% to almost 300 followers. And we had a semi-viral video on how to correctly deconstruct the blue crab and eat it correctly. Thank you, Ben, for that. It reached almost 40 times our following, so that is really cool. And as Duncan said, I was going to plug the polar bear plunge. It did get moved back until March 24th, so there's plenty of time to get ready and figure out a creative way to raise money. What you can expect moving forward this year is I would like to put a little bit more content on social media, not just event announcements. Things such as the Blue Crab tutorial, how our leadership and mentor programs are doing. And hopefully as we slowly move towards in-person events, I'd like to show just what our members get out of this post. So we're known for a fun post, but that's because we have members that are involved, a dedicated board, and very informational events. And hopefully we can really start showcasing exactly what gets out. You will continue to see monthly emails for all of our events as they come up, in addition to singular event announcements. And if there's any concerns with quality, we don't want to blow up your email boxes, please just contact me at samemidmaryland@gmail.com. And if anyone is interested in communications and would like to help out, I'm always looking for an extra hand. That's it.
Thanks, Katie. That was a fabulous, fabulous summary. Really well done. And I would just like to shout out another opportunity that we have. We are looking for a secretary to shadow our fantastic, amazing Mike Nash. So if anyone knows anybody who's interested in being a secretary in training, that position is open and available. And I'm positive, as Katie said, that it would be helpful to have more folks on the communication team as well. So thank you very much. That covered all. Does anybody else have anything that they want to add? Did we miss anybody from a committee? I don't think anybody from education, or Sally, are you on for education and training? All right, I don't think we have Sally. So I think we are ready to move on to the next part of our agenda.
Megan, do you want to explain the breakout rooms real quick? Because I know I didn't do a great job of that at the beginning.
Sure. So we're going to break into groups, and there'll be at least one representative from the board in each room. And we're really going to just kind of socialize and get to know each other, and then also brainstorm about ideas and things that we want to do in 2022 and beyond to help grow the post.
And here we go.
Okay. All right. Well, I see someone on here, our new first vice president. I didn't get to hear his voice today. Mr. Matt Polly, I'd love to just hear from you for a minute.
Hey, I know I snuck into the meeting there. I was kind of driving home, kind of juggling some stuff today, so that was a little bit hard to chime in, but I was catching it on the way home. Yeah, definitely want to reiterate the young member involvement. Obviously, I'll be very much involved in trying to help Duncan and do a lot of that, especially with the University of Maryland, since that's one of my colleges that I graduated from. So I'll be looking for a lot of that, helping out, and some community involvement, trying to, we've discussed some of the outreaches to, grow the STEM and STEAM programs in the area. So hopefully we can grow upon those in the next year or two.
Awesome. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot.
No worries.
Yeah. So I guess we're ready for the wrap up then, Katie. and Sean. Yeah, okay. Well, I wanted to thank everybody, and General Joe, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. It was really great to have you, and I loved the story of the former Mid-Maryland Post, the Fort Detrick Post. That was a great story.
Well, Carlos remembered that. He was there.
Yes.
We just chatted about that, and he remembers it fondly. And I'll tell you, I'll remember that forever. So, just let me throw in. I put a thing in the chat. The biggest thing that you all can do for me personally as the executive director is let me and my staff know. We have a great staff. I've got the best staff in the world. Just continue to let us know what we can do for you. We're here for you. Without posts, we don't need a national staff. You get the message. So God bless you. This was a great event, great session. So thanks for including me. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you. So to close, I just want to continue with our theme that I really think that this year is really going to be about 3 main words: collaboration with other posts, collaborating with each other, collaborating with the folks at National, and just using our resources to do more and reach more people, because this is definitely an organization that builds leaders, and the leadership program is such a great way for people to grow in their careers. Look at Ben, gosh. And then the second word is empowerment. Anybody who wants to do something, I am all about it. So you are all empowered to do things to help build this post and the whole organization. And then growth, and I'm not talking about growth from size. I'm talking about growth from a perspective of people's careers, people's engagement, people's connections. So, the networking growth. I have gotten so much value out of being a part of this organization. And I just really stumbled into it. So I can't say enough about the organization and about this team. This team is fantastic. And, the leaders before, Sally and Carlos, all the leaders who've come before, and my mentor, Mike Nash, who I think is the one who got me to join the Savvy Mid-Maryland Post. And I didn't even have to do anything. He emailed the contact at Arcadis and said, Megan Kellner needs to be a member of Mid-Maryland Post. So, just thank you so much to all of you for your support. And I am really excited to be the president this year. And I will do the best possible job that I can. All right. Any other remarks from anybody before we close it out? Great meeting. Thank you all who attended from outside of our board. We really loved having you. And I'm looking forward to when we can get back in person, and we'll continue to monitor that. I'll be sending out a meeting for the next board meeting, which will be next Thursday. We will do that one virtually, and then we'll kind of gauge to see when we can be back in person.
Great. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Well done.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Have a nice evening.